Hey, it's Roland from Getting It Done North of 7. I wanted to make this video because it's March now in 2022. I live here in Canada, but maybe you're finding that your heating season is going quite a while and you don't want to use your oil. Say you're burning oil for your oil furnace. Even propane's expensive. Heating your home is very expensive right now. And if you have wood, I'm going to show you a trick that I do to heat my home. So let's say you're like me and your wood isn't fully seasoned yet. This wood here behind me is mostly all 1 year old, 1 year drying time. All the wood that I used this year to heat my home, I used a lot of wood. It all had 2 years of drying time, and now I'm down to the 1 year drying time. I got a lot of wood here, but it's still a little green. It's a little bit wet. So I'm going to show you a trick on how to make that wood work for you, especially in March. You can almost get away with just heating up a bit in the morning. Like let's say you're up at 6 and you heat till about 9. The house will stay warm likely the whole day. And then you may have to put it on a little bit before bed, but I've been finding we haven't had to. And we just heat up a bit in the morning for 2 or 3 hours and the house is good until the next morning. And we're saving a lot of money on oil in our oil furnace. So the wood that's here on the right side of my wood shelter, you can see how there's dark wood along the bottom half, kind of goes on an angle, and then it's lighter at the top. Well, that stuff on the bottom is, I'd say, 2 years old. It's got 2 years of drying time. The stuff on the top, it's not even 1 year yet. And you may say, why did you throw that on there? I don't know. But the one on the bottom is 2 years drying time, and there's a row behind that has 2 years drying time. So I need to get this wood out of the way because I'm going to be getting logs, and if I'm cutting and splitting and stacking firewood, I want to do this whole side here first, right? This stuff here, this wood here, is mostly all 1 year of drying time. So what I'm going to do is, seeing that stuff over here on the right is still pretty green. This stuff is a little bit drier. I'm going to use this to heat my home in March and April if I need it. So I'm going to pile it here over onto this wagon. And this is what I've been doing. I've been taking a wagon load and I do something with the wood. I'll show you, but it lasts me anywhere from 3 to 5 days. So I'm going to fill up this wagon and we're going to keep doing this until we don't have to burn wood anymore. And then I'm going to move this green wood here, that's that light colored wood. We're going to stack it somewhere on the side here, over here on the other side of this wood shelter. We're going to put a lean-to, we're going to stack it there because it's not a lot of wood. And then all that wood that's there will be able to burn right away next year, and pretty much all this stuff too. And this here will be all our wood for next season. That's 5 rows there behind that first row. So it's quite a bit of wood. And under my deck, where I take my wood into the wood furnace, is almost full. So we'll move some of this stuff here, the dark stuff, around to the back and fill it up, and then we should be good. So I'm going to go ahead now and fill up this wagon. I'm going to take it around to the back, and I'm going to show you what I do with it to make it burn better for me right now and the reason why I do it. So here I am under the deck. I brought the wood around, and you can see over here underneath our deck we have a lot of wood already here that's been seasoned 1 year, and it's ready to be burned for next winter. And we just have really 1 row left here to put up. That's a pretty big row. It's a lot of wood. Plus we got all the wood out there in the shelter. And then we just bring it in here in the door, and our wood furnace is just right inside the basement there, inside that door. So here's my oil tank, and it is full. Like, I mean, it's full to the top. We got it filled about a month ago. But we haven't used much of it because we've been burning wood. And as you know, fuel prices have skyrocketed, and we paid $1.59.9 per liter for this fuel here in Canada, this heating fuel. I know propane is up around $1 a liter. This oil in this tank is just like liquid gold, and I don't want to use it. I don't even want to just be lazy and burn the oil furnace for the rest of the year, even though it wouldn't burn much, but I bet you would burn at least 1/4 of a tank for the rest of this season. So I'm just going to keep burning the wood that I can and save this oil for next year or next winter. This here is our Clayton wood furnace, and it heats the whole home. As you can see, it runs all the way up to the ducting and heats the whole home. We have a fireplace upstairs too, but if we only use the fireplace upstairs, you know it's really damp this kind of year. The frost comes out of the ground. The basement gets really damp and cold. So we just burned here, and it heats the whole home and the basement, and everything stays good and dry. So we'll go walk out to underneath the deck here, where the wood is. And I'm going to show you what I do with this half-seasoned wood. It's only got 1 year season in it. I'm going to show you what I do to make it burn hotter, and so that we can just heat the house really quick for a couple hours in the house, get a good hot heat going, and the whole home heats up from like 69 degrees Celsius up to 73, 74 during the day, especially if the sun comes out, and it really helps out that sun. So I'll show you what I do. Okay, so you saw my wood splitter out there. So what I did was I took those bigger, not so dry pieces of wood, and I split them into 2 pieces. Made them smaller. So what this does is it allows them to burn easier. There's not so much moisture to burn all at once in a big log, and that's how you get a hotter fire too. But if you look, my stack up here, a lot of heat comes off of that, and that's why I stacked all these under here. That'll really help them dry. So when I need to burn them, they'll be even more drier, actually just perfect. And I got quite a bit here, so about 3 to 5 days I would say, depending on the weather. So what I'll do first thing in the morning is I'll swish all that around. If there's hot coals, good. If there's not, I'll add a bit of paper and kindling. And then I'll stack my wood like this, 3 layers deep. And that gets a good hot fire going really quick, which allows the house to heat up really quick. And it just works for me. It's a really cool thing I discovered. So if you're looking for a cheap way to heat your house for the remainder of the season, and you have wood that isn't completely dry, this is what you can do. It really helps. If this video helped you out and you didn't know about this, go ahead, hit the thumbs up, and we'll see you on the next video.